Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video is going to be a first impression of Friday. I have some new makeup products here that I'm pretty curious about and I thought we could test them out together on camera. So I have from Nudestix one of their Nudies Tinted Blur Stick. I also did pick up a new foundation. This is the CoverFX Power Play Foundation. I also have the Becca Hydra-Mist Set and Refresh Powder. I'm hearing a lot about this. And then I also just got a package from Mallywood and they have some products in here that I'm pretty curious about. So I have quite a few things to play with, and why don't we just go ahead and jump into the video. So typically I like to start with my eyes, but I have so many products that I'm curious about for the face that I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into the face. I've been doing really minimal eye looks lately as well, so I don't know if that's what I'll do today, but I'm kind of leaning towards that way. But I have this new product here from Nudestix, and this is called the Nudies Tinted Blur, and I did get it in PR, so I have a little sheet that I'm looking at. It says, get real skin with a natural tint that blurs to smooth texture and even skin tone. It says you can kind of use it as like a tinted, it says tinted sheer coverage, lightweight face stick. And it's supposed to give you a natural appearance, or you can use it as a blurring primer under liquid or powder or cream foundation. You can use them to highlight and contour, etc. I believe these are $30 and they come in 10 different shades. But it's not supposed to be like a foundation, so I'm gonna wear it as like a primer underneath the new foundation that I got. And I'm just curious about these, and I put them on my Instagram the other day and a lot of other people seemed very curious about them as well. So this is what the nude stick looks like, and I chose mine out in the shade Light 3. So we'll just go ahead and see how this goes. So I'm just gonna kind of like swipe it onto the face and then maybe kind of like blend it in with a sponge. I'm not really positive here, but so I'm just gonna kind of do that. I'm gonna do one side of my face just so we can kind of get like a before and after style. So since I'm using this as a primer, I didn't put down a primer, so I don't know if that's the right thing to do either, but I also did just do a sheet mask before I came on. So I feel like I'm pretty darn primed. So I didn't feel like I needed to do a sheet mask, then a primer, then this, then a foundation. That sounded like a lot. So I'm just gonna go ahead and swipe along my face, and then I'm just gonna use the Morphe Sponge, and I'm just gonna kind of like blend it in, see how it goes. Okay, so I have the product blended out on this side of my face, and then I have nothing on this side of my face. So I feel like it definitely gave me like a tint. I mean, I definitely can see that on my skin. I'm not sure, like it didn't cover too much of my redness. I have a red mark right here, I have a red mark right here. I feel like those are still pretty evident on my skin. I'm trying to notice, I have pretty large pores right here. Let me zoom in a little bit. I have pretty large pores like right here as well, and I feel like those are still pretty noticeable. So I don't know. I'm like hella zoomed in at the moment, but what do you guys think? One side to the other side? I mean, this might be a product that maybe I have to like try a few different times and try to like get the hang of and all of that and see which best ways to apply it. But I'm gonna apply the nude stick to this side as well. And I'm gonna use my fingers to blend it out instead of a sponge, just to see like maybe that's the best way. I didn't see any like best tips of how to apply it to the skin and whatnot, and I was reading reviews on the website and no one really mentioned like how they applied it, so I don't know. So I'm just gonna try to use my fingers and apply it here. It doesn't feel like it's easy to blend out with my fingers, so that's good. But maybe, you know, maybe this way or using a brush would be a better way than the sponge. We'll see. Okay, so once again, I feel like I noticed that it gave a tint to my skin. I feel like it looks more blurred out on this side, so maybe just using your fingertips would be the best way to blur it out. You know, maybe the sponge was like soaking up too much product on the right side of my face, so maybe just using fingertips would be best, because I definitely feel like I get more of a blurred effect over here. I don't have as much going on with my skin on this side. I do still have like the area that I have the largest pores is right here on both sides of my face. I feel like those like better blended out. I don't have as much redness or like marks on this side of my face either, so this side has that going for it. So I noticed when I was blending on this side, the product was kind of like I mean, it almost looked like it was like kind of flaking off my skin, so I'm not really sure what that's about either. I do have dry skin right now, but I don't know if you can see all of this like dryness right here. I mean, my dry skin isn't as bad as it has been because it's not as cold outside now, which is great. I also just used a sheet mask right before this, and I usually have like zero troubles with dry patches when I do use a sheet mask, like directly prior to applying makeup, so I'm a little bit thrown by that. I'm not sure what that's all about, but like, I mean, that doesn't look very cute, and as I'm kind of like blending with my finger, I'm just getting those patches like flaking off and flaking into my hair and stuff. I'm gonna try to keep in mind that this is a first impression. I'll play with this a little bit more. I also haven't seen anybody else apply this. I haven't seen any videos on it, nothing about it, so it definitely could be a user error in some sort of way. Maybe I do need to use a regular primer, but like I said, I used a sheet mask, so I don't know. I'll try it a couple different ways. Of course, this is a first impression, so I'll come back in about 2 weeks and review everything that I'm about to try out in this video, but I like that it kind of, you know, did a little tint for me. That was nice, but I don't know what I think about this off first impression. It's a different product for me, so again, I keep wanting to say like it could be user error because I don't normally gravitate towards things like this. I don't usually use them in my collection, but I'm feeling conflicted. So I'm gonna move on to foundation, and this one might be a little tough. Like, I'm gonna try not to judge the foundation too harshly because I am using the Tinted Nudies stick under this as well instead of how I would a regular primer. So I'm definitely gonna try this out several ways as well, but this is from CoverFX. It's the Power Play Foundation. So I purchased the Sunday Riley foundation, the influencer, in the Sephora VIB sale. I did not like it. I did return it. I do have my review up, so I will have that video listed down below, but when I went in, I actually just exchanged it for this one, which now that I'm looking at it looks fairly light. I got mine in the shade P40. They have, I think, like 4 different undertones. I believe this was $44. It's long wearing, it's buildable, medium to full coverage with a breathable, weightless finish. So we'll go ahead and give this a shot. We'll see if I like it better than the Sunday Riley influencer, because I really did not like that foundation, which bummed me out. So this is kind of like a squeeze tube here, and then I'm just gonna apply some to my Morphe Sponge and see how we do. Okay, my camera overheated as I was blending it out, so I have it all blended out on my skin, and I tried to zoom in close so you can see what my skin looks like. I really like this. Like, I'm really liking it. I do like my shade match. I wasn't sure if I would. I do like it, but I think my skin looks really good. Now, is it the Nudestix primer or is it the foundation? That's what I'm gonna have to be testing out over these next couple weeks. If it's the Nudestix primer, that would be really cool. Maybe that would be something that I wouldn't be able to use by itself, which is kind of what I was hoping for going into the summer. But if it would make a nice primer, that would be cool too. But I just feel like my skin looks really nice. I immediately got good coverage. That was what made me upset with the Sunday Riley, especially it said it was medium to full, and it was not. It was like light to maybe medium. This definitely gave me the coverage. It covered up those red spots. My skin, like, it doesn't look too matte. It says it's a modern matte finish, and I don't feel like my skin looks too matte. It still feels hydrated. It doesn't feel like I have too much foundation on. Oh, I like this. CoverFX, I have high hopes for you. I'll be testing it out like crazy so I can review it in the next coming weeks here. I don't have a new concealer, so I'm just gonna go ahead and apply my Urban Decay Naked Skin and then set my face with Becca. I wanna make sure I have all my liquids on before I come in with any powders. Okay, I'm gonna try rein in my excitement. But next up, I'm going to use this Becca Hydra-Mist Set and Refresh Powder. I got this sent to me from Octoly and Becca, so thank you so much, because I've been starting to hear a lot of really good things about this, and I'm super curious about it. So, this is $38. It's available now. So when you twist the cap off, you have this guy here, and there's a sticker on it, and it says "Keep me closed to keep me cool," because a lot of people are saying it feels really cool and it almost feels like it's wet when you apply it to the skin. You pop that top open. This is what the product looks like. I'm just gonna continue to use my sponge. I've seen some people use a sponge. I've seen some people use a brush. I see some people use it under their eyes and then all over their face. So I don't know. First I'm gonna start with my under eyes just to see, and a lot of people are saying like a little bit goes a long way. So like I'm gonna start, I even feel like that's too much. I'm gonna start with a little bit on my sponge here. I'm going to go ahead and dab it on my under eyes. It definitely does feel cooling. I'm also using a sponge versus a brush, but I definitely can feel that cooling sensation people have been talking about. Like, that is a very fine powder. I feel, you know, usually when you bake and you have that like stripe of powder that you have to, you know, dust away, I feel like that just like sunk right in, and it looks really smooth. Like, my under eye looks very, very smooth and kind of like lifted and just, ooh, okay, let's do the other eye. So you're supposed to be able to use this to set makeup, and then also it says you can reapply throughout the day to like rejuvenate and refresh the skin. So that's pretty interesting. I feel like it makes my under eyes look really nice though. Like, I feel, oh man, I really do like that. So I'm gonna add just a little bit more to my sponge and kind of just set into my face. I have been using more setting powders lately, so I don't want to get like too crazy though, so I'm just gonna kind of like tap it in areas, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and pounce that into the skin to set that foundation. Okay, I feel like my skin is looking all kinds of nice between, you know, maybe it's the primer, the foundation, and now this powder. I feel like my skin looks really nice. It looks really smooth. I feel like it looks very flawless now. It looks, I mean, I feel like it even looks hydrated. It doesn't look too matte. Oh my gosh, I'm really happy with this combination, this trio we got going on here. Those are the 3 products that honestly I was like super curious about. I want to move on to this Molly Beauty palette because I'm really curious about it. So this is called Mallywood. They have a new collection that's out, and it's also available at Sephora now. But I'm curious about this one because it also does come with a contour shade. So you have 6 highlights over here, and then you have a contour and a highlight shade. So I am going to use this as my eye palette, but I'm going to go ahead and use this contour shade first, and then I'll do a few things off camera so we can kind of speed along and all of that. So this palette's $29. Like I said, it's also available at Ulta now. It has a mirror in it as well, and I really like palettes that are a little bit more than just like an eyeshadow palette. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Iconic shade, and I'm going to use the Sigma F06, just a small brush here. And I'm just going to use this to contour. Wow, okay, so that came out pretty pigmented right away. I did get sent this package from Molly Beauty in PR, and I was pretty excited about it because I don't think I've tried anything from Molly Beauty. So, I mean, I don't know if it was the combination of that, just the packaging, you know, is super cute on everything, the pink and the gold and the sparkly, but it just caught my attention right away. So I thought it would be perfect to add in a couple of the items here into this first impression video. So I think so far so good with that contour shade. I mean, contour is like, it's not life or death in my makeup routine, but I do like a nice contour, and that one came out pretty pigmented, and I thought it blended really well also. So far so good. I don't have a new bronzer or like a brow product to use, so I'm gonna go ahead and do those steps off camera, and then we'll come back and get started in on the eyes with this palette. Alrighty, so I went ahead and added my bronzer, also my brows, and I have my eyelids ready to go. So again, I'm gonna be using the Mallywood palette, and I went ahead and swatched out the palette as well. So here's all of the shades inside. This last one here is more of like a chunky, like pressed glitter into the palette. This one right here, so you can kind of tell looking at it that it's more of that like chunky glitter, which I don't gravitate towards them a ton. I feel like they're kind of hard to work with, and honestly, just kind of like looking at the swatches and looking in the palette, you know, I don't have that like real artistic mind in here, so I'm kind of like struggling with a color combination because I feel like it could lean one way, but then it could lean another way, but they don't, like, I feel like I can't get a whole look out of what's in here. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like this is where my mind goes. But I'm just gonna try. So I'm gonna pick up this shade Fabulous here, which looks to be like a really nice peach color. I've been really into peach recently. I'm gonna use the Sigma E35. It's a tapered blending brush. And so I can tell right when I put my brush in there, I did get quite a bit of kick up in there. So I'm just gonna make sure to really tap off my brush good. Sometimes you get a lot of kick up in the palette and it doesn't translate into like tons of fallout on your face, but because I did do my face first, I just kind of want to like make sure that we're all good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this into the crease and just kind of run it all over the eyes. Like I said, I've been doing like really simple eye looks recently. I've just mostly been focusing on my face and just having like a really nice base and really glowy dewy skin and a nice highlight and all of that, and I've been keeping my eyes more simple, so that's kind of the vibe that I want to maybe do here today as well. Okay, this one has more of like a sheen to it. I thought it was maybe more of like a matte, but it almost has like, it's almost like a peachy duochrome or something. So I'm just gonna kind of apply it all over the lid and just make sure it looks blended on the crease. But even from the swatch, I don't know, I thought it was gonna be more matte, but that's okay. So I think Flirty has a bit of a sheen to it as well. So the only other like real matte in here is this deep red one, and I don't like, that's not really what I'm going for. So I'm gonna pick up a little bit of Flirty. I'm gonna use the Firm Blender from Sigma, which is the E44. And I'm just gonna kind of first pack this on the outer part of the eye. Yeah, so that one has a sheen as well. Okay. I don't really know how you would make a full look from this palette, but I don't know about this look. So we're just gonna go for like a summer shimmer peachy kind of purple eye look. I have no idea where this was going, but I don't know, I was really thrown through a loop when that first peach shade ended up being so shimmery, but that's okay, it's just makeup. We can wash it off, no big deal. So I'm just kind of packing this one all over the lid and then just kind of, again, making sure it's blended as well. So I'm just kind of blending those two colors together and seeing what we're getting. Oh boy, this is why I am not an artist. I will say that I have zero fallout on my face, which is awesome. So that's fantastic. This is where I'm gonna leave the eyes for right now. Just the color combinations in here are just kind of throwing me through a loop. I'm not the best looking at a palette and thinking of a look like that, so I'm just kind of like being thrown. And really, I'm not wearing a lot of dark colors on my eyes right now, so I'm not gravitating towards these dark shades, and I just don't really love chunky glitter. So I was gonna try to come up with something without using those ones, but well, just sometimes you just need to finish a look to have it all come together. You know what I'm saying? Don't panic yet, Samantha. So I just added some of my Urban Decay Heartless liner into my waterline, and then I'm gonna finish off the lower lash line. So I think that I'm actually gonna grab this iconic color, the contour color. I'm gonna grab that one first and just run it on my lower lash line with a Morphe pencil brush. And then I'm actually gonna add this gold on the lower lash line as well. This is in Fierce. I mean, we're just really gonna do the most right now. Just grabbed another pencil brush and I'm just going to apply that gold to the lower lash line and see how that looks. Don't mind that, don't mind that. I'm gonna add the Molly Beauty mascara as well. This is the Smoky Mama mascara and it's $20. I've also not been doing lashes as much lately. Ooh, that's got a sparkly top too. I haven't been doing lashes as much lately. I've been spending a lot of time outside and it's fairly warm here, and I like to go to like the park with my dog and all of that. So I've just been doing mascara most days. So that's what I'm gonna continue to do today. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add this to my top and bottom lashes. This is what the wand looks like. So it looks like a wand that would maybe be better for lengthening. I usually like length and volume, but let's go ahead and see. This mascara is actually really, really nice. It doesn't do the absolute most for volume. Aries is right next to me if you hear her. It doesn't do the absolute most for volume, but it does enough that I like it, and it does really, really good things for lengthening. I really like the way my bottom lashes look. My top lashes look really nice. My eyes look more open and awake. Hey, that's pretty darn cool. Just to finish off the eyes, I'm going to use the highlight shade in here, which is called Fearless, and the Morphe E36. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of that and I'm going to dust that on the inner part of my eye. I'm just going to take what's left on my brush and just highlight the brow bone real quick. Nothing too. So that's going to be it for the eyes. I think they came out better than I was thinking that they would. I just feel like this is kind of what I'm doing right now. Very simple, nothing too like dark. Like I'm just more on like spring weather's here. I want to have spring makeup type of vibes. Okay. Let's move on and finish off the face. So they also have this highlighting blush here, and when I opened it up, I thought it was really interesting because it kind of reminds me of the new one from MAC. They released something that looks really similar to this. It does have a mirror as well, and this guy is $28. So you have this interesting mixture of all of these different shades. So I'm just gonna kind of sweep my brush through it. Because I'm not really sure what to do. I'm going to use the Sigma F40, so I'm just going to kind of like do one of these. I'm going to try to stay away from this right here, which looks to be like the really highlighting shade, and just kind of get a mixture of those blushes and pop it on the cheeks and see what we get. I don't know if I really understand blushes like this because I can also see that I did get some of that highlight in there, and I don't know. I'm gonna try to like hit my brush in like these two right here and do it on the other side and see how that turns out. That looks pretty good. I don't fully understand these and how they work and where I'm supposed to put my brush and all of that. But yeah, I think that looks pretty good. They do have a highlight palette as well, and it has 3 different shades in it. This first one is actually more of a cream, and then these 2 are powders, but I'm actually going to leave that alone for the moment, and I'm gonna go back into Mallywood and use that highlighter because I kind of wanted to use as much as I could out of this palette. So I'm just gonna take that Fearless highlighter. I'm gonna take a fan brush, the F42 from Sigma, and I'm just gonna kind of sweep that along the cheekbones. Ooh, that's really pretty. Ooh, highlight is not playing. I just kind of like casually dipped my fan brush in here, and dang, that is really beautiful. All right, so that is going to do it for all of the first impressions today. I'm gonna spray my face and add a lip color, evaluate myself, and come back to wrap it up. Alrighty guys, sprayed my face. I added some of my Fenty Gloss Bomb. I've been doing a lot more gloss these days as well. Again, I just think it's kind of my mood right now with the spring weather. I'm liking a little bit more of like lighter makeup and all that fun stuff. But this is the final look for today's First Impression Friday video. So I wanted to go over everything quickly that I used. So the Nudestix Nudies Tinted Blur Stick. This is probably the product that I'm feeling most conflicted on because I didn't love how it looked by itself, but once I put my foundation on, I'm not sure if I just love the foundation that much or if this is really helping it. So I'll definitely try the foundation with this again, without it. I'll try other foundations with this so I can kind of get a better feel for it. I like that it gave me a bit of a tint, and when I used my fingers, I definitely noticed more of the blurring effect, but it didn't kind of cover as much redness as I would want to. So I don't think I'd be able to use this on its own as just like a tinted, you know, lightweight product. I would want to put something over it, but we'll see. I'm gonna keep trying because I'm very curious about it. The foundation though, I'm really happy with. I mean, I've been filming now. It takes me a really long time to film these videos, so I've been filming for over 2 hours at this point, and since I put the foundation on pretty quickly, I've had it on for almost 2 hours and I still think my skin looks really good. I like the coverage it gave me. I like that it wasn't too matte. I applied it with a sponge. I'll try a few different ways, a few different primers. I'll see how it wears and all of that, but first impression, I'm really happy with this one. So fingers crossed, I got a good one. The Becca Hydra-Mist Set and Refresh Powder. Okay, I really like this one as well. I felt like I could immediately see a difference when I applied it to my under eyes. It's like so smooth, and then I just kind of very lightly put it all over my face as well. You just saw me with that damp sponge, just kind of lightly applying it. And again, I feel like my skin looks really nice right now, so I'm really happy about that. It feels nice and lightweight on the skin as well. Like I said, it did have that kind of cooling feel to it as well, but I'm excited to keep trying this one. I'm very curious about it. I'm hearing really good things, so I'll be giving my full review in the next couple weeks here. So for the Molly Beauty products that I tried, the Mallywood eyeshadow palette, I don't know how much I'm going to gravitate towards it, especially right now. I just kind of feel like with some of these darker shades in here, like even, you know, that gold is pretty deep, the deep brown, you know, kind of like this red burgundy color, and then even the glitter, it's kind of giving me more like fall vibes, and not necessarily spring, summer. And like this is, you know, I like this lighter eye makeup look right now, so I don't know how much use I'll get out of it or how often I'll be reaching for it just because of the colors that are in here. But I like that it's got the contour shade and the highlight shade in here, and I think both of those worked really well. The highlight I especially think is super stunning. I think that looks beautiful. The shades that I did use, I mean, they were easy to apply to the eyes. I didn't have any problem with any fallout on my face or anything like that. Again, obviously I had troubles coming up with a color combination for my eyes. I feel like I can see a darker look with this, but it's just not what I'm reaching for at this moment. So I don't know, we'll see. I'll try this a few more times and I'll try out those darker shades and let you know what I think. But that was the Mallywood eyeshadow palette. The mascara I'm very impressed with. If you're someone who likes a lengthening mascara, I think that you would really like it. But even if you do need a little bit of volume in there too, I thought this one was really nice. I liked that the wand was really thin because I felt like I could get right at the base of my lashes and really boost my lashes up. So I'm pretty happy with this one. And I'm not a mascara fan because I prefer my false lashes. But like I said, I've been skipping those more these days. The blush I'm not a huge fan of because I don't quite get blushes like this, but if you do and you are more well versed in blushes like this, you might like it, but I just feel like it's hard to know what color of blush I'm going to get on my cheeks, and obviously each one is so small you can't really put your brush in there, but it said it's, you know, how it's formulated is that you're supposed to be able to just like sweep it across and sweep on the cheeks, but that's not really my favorite style. So I'm not sure how much I would actually reach for this one. I feel like I would go with my, you know, more normal style blushes to me, but it ended up looking okay. It just took me a while to blend out, so I wasn't like clown-like with the blush, but I do like that it has the mirror in it. It feels like pretty sturdy packaging, and I think the whole Mallywood, the collection looks really cute for packaging wise. But that is going to be everything for today's First Impression Friday video. Check back in a couple weeks. I'll have my full reviews on all of these products, but I thought it would be fun to sit down and try out some of these on camera. So let me know what you thought down below, and as always, if you guys did enjoy this video, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up. I hope that you'll also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.